All right, so let's keep going. This is the second video, 2.2 continued. Today we're going to talk about standard form of a line. Standard form is here, ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are integers and a is positive. So that means that your a, your b, your c, they cannot be fractions or decimals. They have to be integers, and the a up here has to be a positive. Now, your calculator, your Casio calculator, does not care if they're integers or fractions or if they're positive or negative. But your textbooks, your college professors, they may care. So for now, we're going to always make a, b, and c be integers, and we're always going to make a, b a positive number. All right, you can find the slope and the y-intercept when you have standard form. So standard form is ax plus by equals c. And from this, we can find the slope. The slope for any linear function in standard form is negative b divided by, let me try that again. Negative a divided by b. Here's why. If I were to take my standard form, ax plus by equals c, and I were to move it into slope-intercept form, that's mx plus b form. This is what y'all have usually done in Algebra 1. Then what you would do is you would subtract that ax to the other side. You would always move it over. So that would give you by equals negative ax plus c. I don't know what I'm writing, I'm sorry. Okay. And then you would divide by b on both sides to get rid of that, to get the y by itself. This is the process y'all have normally gone through. So your slope is negative a over b, and then your y-intercept is c over b. So the y-intercept in standard form is if you take the c coefficient and divide it by b. So if you look at an example that has numbers in it, you'll see that this is true. If I moved it to slope-intercept form, I would subtract 3x on both sides. And then I would divide by 4 on both sides. And so my slope would come out to be negative 3/4. And my y-intercept would come out to be 5/4. So this would be the a and the b and the c. Okay, a here, b here, c here. So these are two new formulas that you can use. You can go from standard form straight to this information instead of having to solve for y like you used to do. So let's keep going. Let's look at an example. Let's convert y equals 2x plus 8 into standard form and then find the slope and the y-intercept from there. So to move this into standard form, we have 3y equals 2x plus 8. We need to move that 2x back over, so we're going to do that by subtracting 2x on both sides. So that gives us negative 2x plus 3y equals 8. And I told you that we can't have a as a negative, and if you see, there's a negative right here. So to get rid of that, we just divide everything by a negative, which means we change all the signs. So this becomes a positive 2x minus 3y equals negative 8. And this is standard form for that line. So let's find the slope. The formula for slope is negative a over b. And if you look at our standard form, our a value is 2 right there. Our b value is negative 3. Our c value is negative 8. So we can just plug these in. So negative a is going to be negative 2. Our b value is negative 3. Negative 2 divided by negative 3 is 2/3. Our y-intercept is c over b. So our c is negative 8. And our b value is negative 3. So our y-intercept is 8/3. So we found the slope and the y-intercept straight from standard form, and we didn't have to convert it over. It doesn't matter which way you do these problems. Whichever way feels more comfortable to you is fine. So let's go to the next one. Convert 1/2 x equals 3y minus 5/2 to standard form, and find the slope and the y-intercept. So we have 1/2 x equals 3y minus 5/2. All right, first of all, we need to move this 3y over to the other side. So we're going to subtract it on both sides. So we get 1/2 x minus 3y equals negative 5/2. And we need to get rid of those fractions. In standard form, you don't have fractions as your coefficient. So the LCD of these fractions is 2, so I'm going to multiply by 2 everywhere. Here, here, and here. So these 2 on the bottom and this 2 on the top cancel, and I get 1x minus 2 times 3y is 6y. These 2's cancel, and I get negative 5, and that is standard form for that equation. If I want to find the slope, the formula for slope is negative a over b. My a is a 1 right here, so negative 1 over. My b is negative 6. This simplifies to 1/6. There's my slope. My y-intercept is c over b. My c value is negative 5, and my b value is negative 6. Don't forget to get that sign that's in front of the b value. Negative 5/6 is positive 5/6. And there's our y-intercept. All right, that's the end of standard form. Now let's talk about intercepts. This is a review. You've done intercepts before. For your intercepts, to find any x-intercepts, you would set y equal to 0 and solve for x. And to find any y-intercepts, you would set x equal to 0 and solve for y. So you plug in 0 for the opposite one that you're looking for. If you're looking for the x-intercept, you put 0 for y. If you're looking for the y-intercept, you put 0 for x. So let's do an example. Locate the x and y-intercepts for the line whose equation is 4x plus 3y equals 6, and use the intercepts to graph the equation. So the equation 4x plus 3y equals 6, let's start with the x-intercepts. To find an x-intercept, we're going to plug in y equals 0. So 4x plus 3 instead of y, we're going to let that be a 0, equals 6. 3 times 0 is 0, so that cancels. So we have 4x equals 6. Divide by 4 on each side, we get 6 over 4, which simplifies to 3/2. All right, then we're going to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where x equals 0. So we're going to take our equation, which is 4x. Instead of x, we're going to put in a 0, plus 3y, which gives us 6. 4 times 0 is 0, so that cancels. We get 3y equals 6. Divide by 3 on both sides, y equals 2. So now we're going to graph the line using these intercepts. So on a graph, we want to graph y equals 2, which is the easy one, so we're going to go up 2, and there's 1 point. 3/2 is 1.5. So we're going to go to 1.5, and that is our x-intercept. And then draw the line between these 2 points. And we graphed using the x and y-intercepts. That's the end of these notes. The next video will be up in a few minutes.